Hey, this is Kill All Noobs, and look at me doing an Xbow review mere hours after the weapon releases, like all good YouTube whores do. Anyway, this weapon is part of the Aftermath expansion pack that was made available to Battlefield Premium members on PS3 November 27th, and is unlocked by winning 3 rounds of Scavenger. That is not hard, as Scavenger rounds last about 6 minutes apiece on DICE servers, and I've heard tell that on custom servers they could last less than a minute. So there are a lot of things that stand out with this weapon. Let me start with the silence factor. This weapon is absolutely silent. There's no sound when you fire. More often than not, I've realized I fired more by the animation than any sound input. So get your ninja suits and we'll have a party. The second thing is aim. Aim some more, then fire. If you've seen the Aftermath videos about crossbows, you know the devs take their time firing this weapon, and that's how you need to do it in order to get the scope bonus. You really need the scope bonus. The hip fire is horrible. Leading time is not much. Somewhere between shotgun and sniper rifle, but long range doesn't work. Like I said, long range doesn't work. And then there's reload time. God, that reload time. That's what killed this weapon more than anything else, although the accuracy doesn't help, as you just saw. But I still think DICE did great with this. The limitations of making a crossbow, and especially with reload time, they did a good job. Anything else would feel phony. So it just is what it is. My only suggestion, if they do feel like patching this at some point, would be to extend the one-hit kill damage to 20 meters. At the moment, you need a chest shot at 20 meters to kill, and you've seen how unlikely that is with the accuracy of this weapon. So extend the damage, one-hit kill damage to 20 meters, and it'll be good. You, sir, are a dumbass. I take your tags. And to top that off, headshots. What headshots? Exactly. I've gotten a whole 1 headshot out of about 50 kills, although several times where I've thought headshots should be applicable. I got lucky right there, as suppression normally makes this weapon fire in all sorts of random directions, but that 1 kill was lucky. Okay, the reason I'm not waiting to do this later, after I had some experience with this weapon, at least a service star, etc., is it just isn't all that useful. I do not feel like I'm going to use it just about ever again. It could be fun. I'm not saying it can't be fun. It could be fun, especially if you get a group of 3 or 4 people, go ninja suits, and go wreak havoc on a rush server. But the TDM testing grounds here, no way. So it's not comparable to any gun. This weapon is not useful. Bolt-action sniper rifles and shotguns still have faster one-hit kill time due to the horrible accuracy of this weapon. Suppression kills this weapon as well, and the time between shots is just too high. So I've noticed some weird things over my 50 kills with this weapon. One of which is that you start with 10 bolts. You always start with 10 bolts. 9 spares and 1 in the crossbow. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, get more than 10 bolts. Ammo perk does not improve it. Grenade perk does not improve it. Explosive perk does not improve it. However, and here's the really weird part. So, every time you get revived, it resupplies all the bolts. This makes no sense whatsoever to me, and I'm confused by this. but it's not that important, to be honest, because you're never going to use all your bolts. You will die first. I think 90% of the time, you'll die before you even get half your bolts gone. You also resupply ammo pretty fast with this if you sit at resupply crates. But again, not really an issue. I found the most useful way to use this weapon is as an assault, so you get the defibs. Since they're the most useful tool you can have equipped beside the crossbow. If you decide to run NG and have a crossbow and the repair tool, maybe EOD bot, either way, you're a fucking moron. If you might run a recon for spawn beacon if it weren't for the fact that the range of this weapon is just so short. So run assault, maybe claymores, and like claymores or C4 would work, but I really think assault is best with this.
Enemy soldier spotted. Over.
I also wanted to talk about the 1.07 patch. Pretty large patch for the short list that it gave, but I liked the results. One of the main things is the input lag. They fixed the input lag. I'm on PS3. I had previously switched input lag off. I don't remember what it was. It did not say input lag. It said something like screen calibration. But whatever it was, I switched it to off, so input lag was reduced, but it was still there. It was playable, but it is noticeably better after the patch. Additionally, they fixed the sound glitch where the sound would cut out on you and you would hear nothing or weird selected items, like you would hear footsteps, but you would not hear explosions right next to your face. So they fixed that. I have not heard a single sound cut since I've been playing, and although it took them long enough, they've tried to fix it 3 times now, I think, but it seems to have worked this time. As far as Aftermath goes, the actual expansion pack, I wasn't all that thrilled. Mostly due to the map system. I think it's mainly because if you are on any map, any of the Aftermath maps, and you point yourself in a direction and start running, you'll eventually get there. There are typically 4 or 5 routes from anywhere to anywhere, and this is not usual for Battlefield. Normally there's 2 or 3 at most, and it's just the lane, setting up lanes, setting up choke points, ambushes, does not work nearly as well, and I don't like it. It feels more like COD in my opinion. Scavenger. Notes on Scavenger. The new game mode. I love the theory. The idea of is almost like Gunmaster with objectives. So amazing theory, but it fell short on 2 items. One is the spawn system. I don't know what it is about Dyson spawn systems, but they can't get it right. And 2 is there are too many guns. There's guns everywhere. You run 5-10 feet, there's a gun. Also, I did not like the fact that the guns were not random spawns. They had spawn points that were assigned, although the guns that would spawn there were randomly generated. But yeah, I don't like that. What I do like is the ammo is rare. You get a whole 2 clips per gun, typically. Although, if it's a larger clip, you might get 1. I believe the power point is 50. If it's more than 50 rounds, you get 1 clip. If it's less than 50 rounds, you get 2. And I really like that. Most of the guns are good setups. Like, an MK11 with a foregrip, reflex or hollow sight. No wait, foregrip, laser sight, and 4x ACOG. I think that's what it was. But in general, they set them up with thought. It's not going to be one of the level cap, choose the weapon of the week, weird-ass weapon schemes. So, they're thought out. I have noticed an abundance of shotguns. I'm not sure if I like that or not, but less NG and assault weapons by far, more shotguns, more sniper rifles, and occasional LMGs, although a lot of PDWs as well. I've been killed by an MTAR a whole one time, but I want to find it. I want to find the MTAR because it would make me God for a whole 2 clips. Anyway, back to the rest of Aftermath. I played Conquest a decent bit with my friends, and I didn't feel that anything stood out to me. Well, no, there were, except for one thing. Flying the little bird through the city. Absolutely fun. So fun. Takes skill, but fun. I loved that. Other than that, it didn't stand out for me. There were one or two things I thought could be switched around. Like, I thought there were too many tanks in, I think this Palace. Blue Palace or something. But other than that, it was just more of the same. Especially with the routes and the map that I don't like. I did notice something, like, another thing that was really weird to me. I was playing with NG on Epic Center, and I take out my rocket launcher and I shoot a wall to theoretically drop rubble on some fool's head. What happens is the rocket hits the wall. Instead of the wall crumbling and dropping like normal, it does this almost like a close quarter effect with like the billion particle explosion effect. Really pretty, but no rubble. No rubble drop, no dead fools below. So I don't like it. From here, I'm going to talk about the match stats. I did decent for having not used this for not having used this crossbow before. I went about 35 and 30, so pulled positive. I got a 5 kill streak, which starts here. And it's really sad. It speaks a lot that I think a 5 kill streak is some sort of accomplishment. I got second in the match, which again is more speaking to how crappy my opponents were than how good I was. And overall, I just don't enjoy this weapon. I die too frequently. I'm not having fun with it. I think that if people, and I'm sure there will be these people, decide to get good with it, it is a skill cannon. The better you are with it, the better it gets. I simply think that there are other skill cannons that are more useful, such as the M98B. Hell, even the Magnum is better than this, in my opinion. But it is a skill cannon, and there are going to be people who are insanely good with it. So kudos to them, but I am not going to be one of you. So I'm just going to let you watch the... Oh, wait. As far as rating goes, I'm pretty much going to rate this 1 out of 5. It's worse than most pistols. I think maybe The G18 suppressed might be worse, but it has a faster reload. So 1 out of 5. Just absolutely horrible. Good for trolling. I mean, one-hit kills always piss people off, but apart from that, not useful. So, this is Kill All Noobs. I hope you've liked this video, subscribed, like, whatever, the lot, especially comment, and